Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We're playing as the Forgotten. This is the booster pack edition. At some point it'll merge streams. We'll merge the thread pool with the backlogged videos. But for now I'm having a great time playing as the Forgotten. But FKDs, dude. 29KS? I don't think so. No. Poison Bone, probably good, but not good enough to be like first pick. This is like a Magic the Gathering draft. Well, we've had programming and Magic the Gathering talk in the first, 10 seconds of this video. I can already tell it's gonna be an absolute banger. Check this out. We're getting a reroll. This is worth it. You know, you can't just, you got the #1 draft pick. You can't just come out and take whatever, they give you. You're just gonna, excuse me? You're just gonna come out here and, oh, Poison Tears, okay, that's what Planet Earth's decided I'm gonna grab. It's decent enough, I can't complain. Now we're complaining, y'all. That's what we do here. We also got a much better item. Or at least a much more fun item. I don't know if it's actually better, but why is Shielded Tears good? Get out of here with that. He's a god. Did it without losing any HP. Why is Shielded Tears good? In case you've forgotten, Shielded Tears allows us to reflect shots back at enemies and actually do damage. So the real victory here, I want to try a couple of things if we get the opportunity. I want to reflect a homing shot back at an enemy and see if it homes in on them. We'll see if that's plausible. Dude, we're going to hit 15 cents. I mean, we already hit 15 cents. I think we should absolutely go to the shop on this floor. I can't believe we got so much money already. I was looking at it like, I went to our luck stat and was like, is our luck stat particularly high? Hey, shoot a homing shot at me. Like, when you summon the head, I have to kill it. So I'd really like you to shoot a homing shot at me. Okay, like, you only get like 2 more. Oh my god. You have taken umbrage with this. Or who takes umbrage? The person who is offended, or the person who made the insult that causes the offense? I don't know. Umbrage is one of those words I always get it confused with Umbro. You know, the old, well, they're probably still around, but, the sportswear company where, in the 1990s it was like, Umbro, Adidas, Nike, and now, it's 2018 and you're like, Adidas, Nike, Reebok. Still up there. Umbro I haven't heard of in a long time. But it's also a great thing for a very woke frat boy to say when one of his fraternity brothers says like an epithet that is no longer acceptable language in today's modern era. Bro, not cool. We bought PhD. I'm okay with PhD. We don't have an item that really takes advantage of it yet, with 48-hour energy at least. But apart from that, we're doing all right here. I mean, the run is good. We got 9 lives. That may have missed us. Oh, we already found our second secret room. Duh, get out of here. Dude, so I've been exercising lately. I'm going through a whole kick, it's, I think it's a positive thing, but I'm treating myself better. I'm getting a little exercise. I'm going out tomorrow to buy an ergonomic chair so I can do this job until I'm 200 without my spine caving in on itself. It's a good thing, but I was at an athletic wear store this weekend, which first off, I'm just Nike store downtown Vancouver. Could you just hire like one person who's not jacked? It would really help out my self-confidence. I walk in there, as soon as I walk in there's some kind of like dude who's looking like he's gonna be in the next Avengers movie. Hey, can I help you, dude? Nah, dude, I'm good, okay? Just stay away from me. He's probably perfectly nice, it's just intimidating. Well, we can literally maybe even take both of these. No, 7 seal! It's the worst, man. I'm telling you, I understand, it's an athletic store. You have an image to maintain, and I get that 100%. I'm just saying, a lot of the clientele were in amazing shape, no question. But if you want to have a more accessible store, hire a couple of average looking people. That's all, Oh, I can't even switch characters, that's right. It's not like, don't hire them because they look average, hire them because they're competent. But it would really go a long way for accessibility. No, don't you stay away from me. I can't switch to get it. I'm mad now. We need to get, here's our steps. We get a spirit heart. If we get a spirit heart, that allows us to get an item. And it must be HP. So we'll grab this, and that's actually excellent. And then we'll open this, and we don't know what it is, but that's fine. Big Chubby. And I was trying to find like a windbreaker to buy. I had a whole windbreaker saga yesterday. I'm not going to belabor the point too much, except now I'm realizing, you know, this is a, I guess grab a spirit heart out of that. I don't really want Suicide King. I know there's Zane there, but it's too much Zane too soon for me. I want a windbreaker, and I'll explain to you why I want a windbreaker. There's two things, you know, I'm going out for these relatively long bike rides. The weather here is not unpredictable. You know, no matter where you live on planet Earth, people are going to be like, well, don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. But it does rain a lot here. And sometimes, you know, oh, a quarter. Call someone who cares. You're looking at the weather forecast, and it's like, it's sunny, but it's going to rain intermittently for the next 8 hours. We can't tell you when it's going to start or stop. It's just going to be like, bloop, stop. You get the idea. Let me caffeinate here for a second. So having something that, you know, insulates you from temperature change is really nice. And then beyond that, I like wearing layers because when you're on a bicycle, you're sitting down. And it's not, you know, with my midsection in its current condition, it's not, you know, the ideal way for that to be presented. You know, I need lighting, and there's a whole to-do associated with it. You know, airbrush a couple of lines on that and you're good to go. But for now, so the windbreaker helps out in some plausible deniability there. And then people go, why are you wearing your windbreaker? It's 30 degrees Celsius outside. And I go, you never know. Sorry, I run cold. What do we got here? An opportunity. Ooh, I forgot we took the scissors. We are gods of premonition. Accidentally. You know what? We're switching to Soul Boy. And the reason we're doing that is because one of these harbingers could create real nuisance for us. Anyway, so there's this Japanese chain called Muji that opened up in Vancouver. And I was looking for windbreakers in there, you know. I don't particularly subscribe to the Japanese style of fashion because I don't subscribe to any style of fashion. I'm a pretty functional guy for the most part. But I was like, hey, this windbreaker looks nice. I'll try it on. You know, Japanese sizes tend to run a little small, so got a large, put it on. And I was like, you know, it's a little big in the arms. And then I put it back on the shelf and I realized I was shopping in the women's section. Now, of all clothing items, windbreakers are pretty unisexual, I guess, but... And, you know, it's not like it would have been noticeable. Like, I wasn't worried about the situation being like I was going to go out and people were going to be like, look at this guy clearly wearing a women's windbreaker. But, you know, it's just kind of one of those things where I was like, am I allowed to be in this section of the store and trying stuff on? Or is somebody going to come over and be like, get out of here. You're not allowed to be here. Anyway, yeah, so I didn't get that. And then... we went to this Nike store, and there's, like, windbreakers that look normal. They didn't have in my size. The only things they had... It's another 48-hour energy. The only thing they had in my size was, like, these weird windbreakers that have, like, nipple pockets. And I don't mean, like, a pocket you can store stuff in. I mean, they had, like, a little... like, an exhaust port for ventilation. And I was like, I can't go out in this. People might ask me questions about my hobby that I'm not prepared, as of the present moment, to answer. Hey, how you liking that ventilation system there? I don't know. It was the only thing the store had, and it was $120, so I didn't buy it. That's my weekend saga. Dude, we almost destroyed you. Hey! Not cool. Let's explore first. We got a weird floor where we actually had to pass by our boss room in order to get to our item room in our shop. Now, at the present moment, it's not that bad because we don't have any HP to begin with. You fool! And I'm talking about myself in case that's not abundantly clear. Shouldn't be losing bone hearts, dude. I will say, you know, with this guy, you lose a couple bone hearts, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, right? We're probably still sitting pretty. Oh, you know why we have a 0% chance of a deal with the devil? This is something I learned recently on Kate's stream, actually, because we were talking about what's up with that 0% deal with the devil chance. Kind of seems like a ripoff. And then we discovered if you have a small boss room, like a tiny boss room, a 0% deal with the devil chance is completely plausible, or perhaps even unavoidable. So, tiny boss room is a really nice addition to the game that totally are not screwing me over here. Hello.
Could you open this?
I can open this. See? The exercise is paying off already. Chat, I'm so strong. Ah! Well, it's kind of slipped the track a little. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was a can of tomato sauce. Now. Okay, well those red hearts would have been useful if I had any containers that could hold them, but you know, it's kind of like my own fault. And by kind of, I mean definitely. Okay, this is the ideal... What? This is the ideal enemy to fight in this format. Obviously, no deal with the devil. We'll take the bone heart. And there is quite literally, like, no way for us to go to the item room of the shop. So, I'm feeling the burn, but hey, we're going to roll this cash over. Going to put it in a, you know, low interest index fund with a high yield. And on the next floor, we're going to be purchasing, you know, shares of Berkshire Hathaway. You know, I heard recently that Warren Buffett was trying to change the name of Berkshire Hathaway. And I gotta say, I don't agree with him. I know he's got a shrewd business mind, but don't you think if you rename it Anne Hathaway, the actress who played Catwoman is gonna be a little cheesed? I'm just saying, you know, maybe you can buy her off, but I don't support your totally real decision to rename your incredibly successful equity firm Berkshire Hathaway to Anne Hathaway, okay? I'm starting to think that you're losing the plot when it comes to business. I know you liked The Devil Wears Prada. Who didn't? You know what? Give me a little baggie. We have PhD. Let's make some swings here. Yeah. It allowed us to get a second bad gas pill, which, as you know, is extremely important. Probably, like, the highest correlation of you know, game elements to victory is being able to get as many bad gas pills as is humanly possible. I'd like to pick up some red hearts, please. So that was the best swap I've ever made in my entire life there. And I used to go to flea markets on the weekend when I was like 10 years old. That's not a joke. I used to, I mean, when I was younger, a lot younger, I used to be an avid collector of hockey cards. I don't know, it felt like it was very common at the time. I don't know if that was just a lie perpetuated by the Upper Deck community. This is back before upper decking was when you pooped in the tank of someone's toilet instead of the bowl. Thanks a lot, MacGruber. You ruined hockey cards for everybody. Hey, that's useful. We may take advantage of that, but not immediately. Nothing to do immediately there. But yeah, I used to go to flea markets, and you know, it's really nice being a kid, and I was lucky enough that my parents had the kind of disposable income, you know, where they were like, you know, you could buy like $10 worth of hockey cards a week or something like that, and we'll pay for it. I mean, it's not like I had a job, I was 10. I didn't grow up in the Victorian era. Oh, be careful here. Hey, please stay away from me. 48-hour energy, you're just being ridiculous now. Oh my god. This feels like a doomed run. And what's amazing is that despite it, well, I guess we do have 9 lives, but despite it feeling doomed-ish, didn't mean to open that, but that's, you know, not necessarily bad, but it didn't work out there. You know, if you have a run where you get very little that actually seems, hey, fly, can you go get a kill, please? Thank you. Because I don't want you to explode in my face. If you have a run that gets almost no juice, except for like 9 lives and, I don't know, the Halo, I guess, and it's still kind of doing okay, that's how you know you got a strong character. That's a key. Let's go. And there's another key over there. But yeah, you know, it was this time in my life I was going to flea markets all the time. It wouldn't... I literally, this is like, when people criticize capitalism, I'm like, I don't get it. And then I think back to being a little child at the flea market, and you'd be like, hey, how much for this box set? You know, how much for this this pro set, the least valuable set of hockey cards ever released? I can get the full box. They printed about 100,000 boxes of it and gave them out for free at local McDonald's or something like that. How much? Manufacturer suggested retail price is like $80. They're like, how about 110? I'm like, how about 80? How about 103? How about $80, which is the price of it? If I could just go to eBay and purchase it. You're not dealing with, you know, you got to keep in mind, I'm a young whippersnapper. I'm all up to date on the modern technology. Haggling is like, I hate it. I'm so thankful that in North American society, there's like 2 places where haggling is successful. It's like a car dealership and a flea market. Because, you know, I don't want to... Ooh, that's a special tinted rock. I don't want to go to a business that haggles. I want a business with some self-respect. I don't want to be able to walk into a, you know, my dentist's office and be like, yeah, you know, do you think you could do your work for cheaper? I understand you can, I'm going to try to use this a little bit, but I understand you can, you know, consult, and based on financial need and stuff like that, you may end up paying less or more for a service, but my point is merely, you know, I'm happy to pay the fee. If you gotta haggle because of the situation you're in economically, I 100% have sympathy. If you're just haggling because, you know, you think that's the way things should work, you know, go back to the freaking Roman era. I don't like that. I don't like the expectation, because you know what it is? And I think this is where, because you're probably like, oh, what does haggling hurt? No, you don't understand. Haggling, when you're not supposed to haggle, is a selfish act. Like, at the car dealership, people are like, you have to negotiate, because they price it so high that if you don't negotiate, you're gonna be ripped off. Yeah, but like, they price, oh, let's go. They price it so high, I'm thinking, because of the hagglers. You know, they can't, if it weren't for people coming in and being like, I'm about to walk away and go to the Toyota dealership down the street, they'd be able to sell the car at a flat rate that's a little lower. That's just, I mean, I don't have the economics to back that up. I did take macroeconomics in college by correspondence, so obviously that basically qualifies me for every kind of argument like this in the future. Actually, I took one 6-week class in this, so I think I would know now. Please, don't hurt me. I'm Ryan! I don't want to go to boss rush right away. Grab that. Oh, I was like, I heard this electric whirring in the back, and I was like, is this the walkers from War of the Worlds come to take us away finally? Anyway, that's my stance on haggling. Dude, how do you think you would do in like an alien invasion sort of situation? And I think the same kind of applies to like zombie apocalypse. There's always like a couple of strata that people fall into. There's the nobodies who get vaporized immediately upon aliens' arrival in order to demonstrate that they're malevolent. I think we'd all like to assume that we have the, you know, the self-confidence and the social stature to not be in the instantly vaporized camp. You know, and when Tom Cruise is running through the streets of New Jersey and, you know, people are being turned into dust left and right around him. I would like to think that I'm not in that camp. Hey, mystery egg. But I don't know, maybe I'm instantly vaporized, dude. I would hope to not be, but... You know what? Wait, you didn't kill anything on this room anymore. You gotta slow down. And then there's like... survives for a little bit, but once the aliens take hold, they sort of like... you know, that's when they bite the dust. Oh, jeez, dude. Ease up. And then there's like the Tim Robbins kind of like survival camp. You know, generally those are like, at least in the movies, they're like preppers and people like that. I'm definitely not in that. I think I'm like, ooh, aliens landed in New York. And then, I'm probably dead in the second wave, is my guess. I think I'm a second wave alien invasion fatality, personally. Like, in a zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna be real with you, I have a strong will to live. I enjoy life. Probably would enjoy it a lot less if I was constantly on the run from some kind of malevolent celestial force or, you know, the undead come back to life sort of situation. But I sort of think of it like, you know, maybe... I'm not going to say it wouldn't be that bad, because I know the reputation, those kind of people that are like, oh, I'm just waiting for the zombie apocalypse, man. I shouldn't use that voice. That's needlessly offensive, you know? But I'm going to use it anyway. Can't wait for that dang old zombie apocalypse, man. I've been stocking up on Lucky Charms and hand-rolled cigarettes, and I'm gonna be the king of this new land. And I'm like, I don't like that at all. But don't you think, like, the zombie apocalypse, obviously bad. Like, that would not be good. And if you're tripping over yourself to say, well, it's very implausible, like, how would the dead ever rise from the graves to begin with, NL? It's never gonna happen. Maybe one of the graves got struck by a bolt of lightning, reanimating the corpse. It's like you don't know anything about science. But, like, real life was a zombie apocalypse for, like, hundreds of thousands of years for prehistoric humans, right? I mean, an ever-present threat that when it shows up, things can go from calm to disastrous in mere moments. And, you know, if they bite you, you're dead. Yeah, you just described lions, tigers, bears, oh my, you know? For our genetic ancestors living in the savannah, every day was a zombie apocalypse, but the zombies were just animals. I really should go to the shop here. Please be here and not make me backtrack. So I think, I'm not saying you'd, like, get used to it too quickly. You know, I think, I'm really happy we live in, like, the softest era in human history. I think any of our ancestors would trade their own position in for the most part. The one exception would be, like, being fabulously wealthy in, like, the early 1900s. Like, the pre-World War I era. Dude, I can get down with just, like, hey, how'd you get rich? My father owned a mine. So, croquet? That sounds like my ideal existence. Okay, love you. Alright, now that she's gone, we can talk about croquet some more. Nah, but like, you know, humanity, you know, we're very lucky to not... I mean, I guess that's why the idea of a zombie apocalypse seems so disastrous to us. It's like a reversion, or a reverting, I should say, to, you know, our previous lot in life. We got a lot of advantages over the, you know, compared to, like, a group of wolves or something like that. We got much higher cognitive function, no doubt about it. But, you know, if they catch you in their jaws, you're still in a bad spot, you know? That's why I kind of think, like, in a zombie apocalypse, sure, zombies, they be bad. But it's just like one more species out there that's trying to kill us. We've done a real good job of taking care of the other ones. I think maybe if there was a zombie apocalypse, if it didn't catch on, if it didn't get off the ground, you know, and infect, like, an entire country, like, if it didn't infect, like, all of China or something like that, they'd probably just be like, yeah, we got it quarantined and, like, we're good to go. You'd continue living your life. You'd be turning the news on a lot more often, I think. You'd be like, ooh, how's that whole zombie apocalypse thing going? But and then you'd be like, oh, well, must be nice to be able to skip work because of a zombie apocalypse in another part of the world. Some of us still have to work for a living. Stop jumping on me. I'm trying to be a bone lord. Okay, that one I definitely deserved. Still have 9 lives. Thank you for the range upgrade. It's hugely valuable. And dude, we definitely need Sack Dagger, but I don't know. This run is it's shaky, man. I think this is probably the worst Forgotten run we've ever had, and I say that because, you know, I say that full well knowing we've had a loss. Just realizing now that Dark Bum is kind of, you idiot! Dark Bum is kind of an interesting, item in this situation, because instead of just taking red hearts that most of the time you're not going to need, it takes red hearts that are always going to be HP for the Bone Lord, and then turns them into HP for the soul. So obviously right now that's not necessary, and in fact might even be genuinely deleterious, aka ill-advised. You know what the real problem with this run is? And I think we're still going to win, because this is an easy character, but a fun, easy character. The actual problem with this run was getting Little Harbingers, aka, I forget the name of the item. Yo, you turned my familiars into battery familiars? Thank you? That's awesome. But yeah, picking up Little Harbinger, 7 seal, that's it. It's just led to us taking a little bit of damage that, you know, we would prefer not to have taken. We'd prefer not to take any damage, but it's a lot less predictable with 7 seal. I think we're good to go. We have a 33% chance of a deal with the devil. Dude, the actual familiars are so useful. Especially when the bonies explode on death. That's like their #1 use. Okay, well that was fast, but a little shaky. I'm doing my yawn already. I had one of those sleeps where I was like... And this is actually like the second best kind of sleep when it happens. I'm not complaining. I had one of those sleeps where I went to bed, woke up like 5.5 hours later and was like, I'm insanely well rested, despite the fact that I slept less than, you know, doctor recommended. And then, like, now, an hour and a half after being awake, I'm like, maybe I wasn't, maybe I was just still in my dream-addled state and was like, I feel great, but I didn't actually. I've had that happen for sure, too, but I don't know. I feel fine, but I think maybe I should have taken the opportunity to snag another couple of hours, but I don't know, I like being awake. If you don't, and you know, this is not me trying to act superior here, but if you don't work from home, this is going to sound like the ultimate first world problem. But if you work from home and you make your own hours, and you know the only person holding you accountable is yourself, any day where you open your eyes and it's before your alarm and you feel great is a huge win. That's a day where, as far as I'm concerned, you cash in your chips. You know, wake up and you know, get your day started. Because there's so many days, and you know, just look at the Twitter accounts of any streamer and you'll see, you know, sorry slept in, sorry stayed up way too late, sorry slept in, you know. Any day where you set your alarm, and not only do you not just sleep through it or, you know, hit the snooze button on it, wake up 4 hours later, that's a big victory, dude. So I'll take it. My sleep schedule's pretty good, but I'll still take it. It's like, you ever have a day when you were in school? I don't know what time you had to wake up to go to school. I had to wake up... Oh, this is... I don't know what this does with this. Maybe nothing. I kind of hate all these. They're not that useful for us. At least I'm going to stick with Book of the Dead, even though D20 could be useful for us as well. So I used to have to wake up at like, maybe like 6:45 a.m. in order to, you know, be on time for the school bus. I lived out in the middle of nowhere, basically. Some days, you know, you would just open your eyes and it's 5:45 a.m. and you feel good. And then you're like, oh my god, I could play like an hour of PlayStation before I go to class. It's really nice. You know, you boot up Crash Bandicoot, play an hour of that. Your parents get up and they're like, how long have you been up? You're like, I don't know, like an hour? Just one of those days? Just one of those days, Mom? Where you really want to wake up. That's like, and what was I going to say the best case scenario is? The best case scenario, and I'm being real with you here. 8 hours of sleep you might think is the best case scenario, and you might be right. But the best case scenario, I think, is when you're used to going to bed, let's say at midnight, and your body is inexplicably really, really tired at like 10. And you just, you know, you get in bed, you're like, I don't know why, but I'm really tired. You go to bed hours before your normal bedtime, wake up at your normal bedtime, having slept in, and you feel like $1,000,000. That's the true dream right there. Sleep's so weird, dude. One day Elon's gonna solve it, and it's gonna be one of those things where you're like, sweet, now we don't have to lose 1/3 of our lives to sleep. And then, you know, people, myself included, I was gonna say corporations, but it's really, you know, it's gonna be people are gonna be like, sick, dude, now I can justify like a 14-hour workday. Now you got 10 hours of free time. What are you complaining about? It's weird, isn't it? Like, I mean, again, I don't live a normal existence. I don't have a ton of free time, but that's not really true. I mean, I have literally, my whole day is free time, and that's the dangerous part of doing this job for a lot of people, is you go, nobody's gonna stop me from not doing anything today, so you don't do anything, and then, you know, the day turns into a week, and all of a sudden you're like, people forgot who I was. So, you know, I fill up my free time with things. I fill it up with class, I fill it up with work, and I make time, although I should probably make more, to spend with my wife, my 2 cats, text my mom back and say love you too, you know, there's stuff like that. But why is it, and this is me, I guess, finally becoming woke. Maybe next week I'll be on Chapo or something like that. That's right, I'm aware of the memes. Why is it that as we've gotten more and more robots, people have to work more and more? This one actually looks like a clock now. They've done it. Doesn't it seem like the more efficient the processes of manufacturing, service industries, creation, etc., that people should have more free time? It seems backwards to me. And yes, I know the obvious consequence of the line of reasoning is because the tools of the increased efficiency are concentrated in a relatively few, the hands of a few individuals. But hey, please don't attack me, because you really, really need to die so that I can get through this room. Thank you. So on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, dude, this oligarchy stuff has got to stop. On the other hand, I did buy clothes yesterday, and checking out took me 15 minutes. I actually had the, and I should talk about this on the NLSS if I haven't already, but we were waiting in line at a clothing store. There were 2 cash registers, 1 cashier. The cashier was checking out somebody else. They were being very slow, but they were doing their job. Nobody at the second register. One of the people who worked there was having a conversation with some customers that they clearly knew on like a personal level. She came over to the second cash register and started running their goods. Dude, I actually hate 7 Seal. Started running their goods. When she finished checking that customer out, despite there being a line, not merely consisting of me and my wife, there were other people in line as well, she closed the cash register and then like walked away to another part of the store. It blew me away. I have never before in my life seen a situation where they're like, yeah, I'll go check out your goods for you here, and then, there's a line and it's taken forever. Come on, you should have swapped. That's just a situation where you should have swapped. But sure, you know, no worries. Just go ahead and leave, and we'll wait. So I will not be returning to that store, perhaps ever again. Because I think that that's just hilarious. That's just like ineptitude. It's one of those. It's the first time in a long time at least, I've ever considered just like tweeting the store, like the actual brand, and being like, hey, so this happened at your store? I don't really want compensation. I just want you to like know about it and reprimand them so they don't do it ever again. Because like, there's no reason it should take 20 minutes to get a pair of pants. That's right, I almost narked. I didn't narc, but I almost narked. So check out this. Abuse permanent Polaroid invincibility and the size of the sack dagger hitbox to get the world's easiest kill on this guy. Let's go. Easy run in the end, and despite not getting anything, we made it work. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.